Hey, this is Russ. Hey, it's time for another knee update. It's been a little bit of time, and so I figure I better let you guys know where I'm at this point. You know, my knee is still always a little warm. It's always been that way since the operation back September 19th of 2019. So it's been about a week shy of 10 months now. And as I'm feeling my knee right here, I can feel it's still warm. It has always been warm since the operation. So I don't know when that eventually goes away, but you're talking almost 10 months, and there's still a little bit of warmth there. Now, I don't ice it anymore. I don't know if others ice it all the way through until now, but I haven't iced it for quite a long time. So my knee is still stiff, and if I get up right away, I can't walk right away. It takes a little bit of time for my knees to kind of get used to being extended if I've been sitting for a while. And if I've been standing for a long time and then I sit down, I can't bend it very well. So it's not movable from an extension point to a flexion point quickly. So I don't know how long that takes, but I can't do that quickly. I feel that my extension has gone lower. I would guess, if I had to guess, I haven't measured it, maybe 100 degrees if I'm pushed. I had hit 130 at one time. I guarantee you I'm nowhere at 130. That's under screaming and pain anyways. And I was able to do 115 on my own before. I don't know if I can do that anymore. Realistically, I think I can probably do 95 to 100. Because right now, as I'm sitting at the chair here, I'm pushing back as far as I can get, and that it's probably about 90 degrees. So I think if I worked at it, maybe I can do 100 degrees at best. Maybe, I don't know, 95 degrees. I don't really know. It's functional. It's not like it's you need more than 90 degrees just to be able to get out of a chair. I mean, if you think about it, if you're at a right angle, you can't just stand right up. Your leg has to be underneath your body in order to push up from the chair, right? So you really need to be at least, I would say, 100 degrees to be able to push up out of a chair. So I still rely on my other leg to get me out of a chair. But, if forced to, I can probably do it with my operated leg. So I'm thinking at least 100 degrees I probably am able to do. Maybe if I pushed it, maybe 105. That's my guess. I don't feel good about that. My extension is still pretty bad. In fact, this week I kind of felt like it was going worse. So I started putting the weights on again, where I just extend my leg onto another chair, and then I hang about 10 pounds of weight off of my knee, and that has helped. So I need to do that more often. I'm usually at a computer desk most of the time, and so my leg is always bent, and I do move it around constantly, but I need to actually have that weight pushed down on it because I think that makes a big difference. So I need to work more on that. If my extension was better, I would be able to walk better, but it isn't, so I'm not walking that great. My knee does not look as swollen anymore. Now, I haven't taken a photo, and from the last month, superimposing a photo on top of the other photo, it looked pretty much the same. But I will say that, for probably the last 2 months or so, I've been wearing basically shorts every single day. So I see this thing all the time, so it's kind of hard to gauge it, but I do feel it does look better, because there's a time when, my knee was so swollen up that, you just looking at it, you can tell there's a problem with this knee. But I think as I look at it now, just look down here, comparing the two knees, obviously the non-operated knee is more defined. The operated knee, of course, will never look like the other one because it's kind of big. It's bigger, bulkier because of the hardware that's in there. But the overall look and feel of the knee seems smaller to me. So I'm happy with that. The scar still has a darkening effect on the top part of the cut, and that's just probably blood. And I don't know if that'll ever go away because it always seems to be there now. I'm hoping it goes away. I've seen photos of other people's knees where you could barely even tell they even had an operation. Scars are that good, and others have it even worse. So I'm kind of halfway in between there. The keloid, that basically is the raised areas from scar tissue, they don't look so bad, but they're not the greatest, and it's very, very low. It's not sticking up or anything like that. So overall, the scar is not too bad in my opinion. I am walking around more now without the cane. So in the house, I try my best to walk without it. I do feel more comfortable having the cane in my hand, but I don't really want to rely on it that much. I have even walked outside, just to go pick up the mail. Our mail is one that has a mailbox that's at the street level, so you have to walk to go there to get your mail. I have walked to get mail without the cane. I do water the grass, put the sprinklers up and everything, and I have gone out to set up the sprinklers without the cane. Many times I do have it with me because it's just easier, but I am trying my best now to walk without it. So I think overall I am getting better, but not perfect. Let me mention too about sleep. All right, I have not really had great sleep since the knee operation, and but I will have to say that I've never been one to sleep straight through the night. I'm usually up and down all the time. I'll wake up, I'll fall right back to sleep. I'll wake up, I'll fall back to sleep. It's been like this for many years, but when the knee operation happened, obviously you're totally up. It's not just like a wake up and fall right back to sleep thing. The knee keeps you up. And although I am sleeping better now, I'm still not perfect. And let me mention this too. After I had the knee operation, I couldn't sleep on the bed for about 3 months. I slept on a recliner chair, and I found out that many other people do the same thing. They found that sleeping on the recliner was a lot easier than sleeping on the bed, and that's probably because when you're laying down, you're extending your leg and stuff, and that kind of hurt back then. So I would say a good 3 months went by before I actually slept on the bed again. And that entire time, I kicked my wife out of the bed. not literally, but I'm basically saying that, she didn't sleep on the same bed with me. I kicked her out into the guest rooms. We have a couple beds there, and so she slept there really for 8 months. Yeah, I wouldn't allow her back onto the bed because I'm moving all night long because of the knee. I would be waking her up, and she's going to work and everything. So she was not invited back onto our bed until after 8 months. It's now coming up to almost 10 months now. So she's back, and it's good to have her back there. But I do know that I try my best not to move as much because I know that would wake her up. So I think she's gotten used to me moving around a little bit more now while I'm on the bed because she knows that's what's going to happen. But really, it took that long. So, other people are really affected by this besides you having this knee replacement done. So, do appreciate her going through all that stuff with me. I'm checking my notes. So you see that I'm looking off camera. I'm just looking at my notes on the computer, which is directly behind the camera here. Overall, I would say I'm doing pretty well compared to, where it had been. I don't really have much photos to show you, and really it's the same thing over and over, so it's really not worth showing it to you. But I think you just want to know really how I'm doing overall, and I think I'm happier with it. Would I say I'm glad having had the knee replacement done yet? No, I'm still not at that point where I can say, wow, that was worth it. I am coping with the knee, let's put it that way, and I am happier. Let's put it that way. Early videos when you saw me, you saw how I was not really happy at all. I'm coping with things. So overall, I would say I'm dealing with the knee replacement pretty well at this point. But I cannot say that I'm at the point where I can feel it was worth it. I'm hoping in time that will change. But every day I get to the point where I just feel like that's the way it is, and it's okay with me, and it's not really hindering me too much. I can't go around and do things like the average person. I can't just get up and go and things. I always have to think everything through. I do go shopping still. I've gone, once or twice a week. I'll go shopping. Either I'll go to Costco or I'll go to grocery stores and shop. And I usually go on my own. So having a shopping cart to help push along, that's helpful. And there's times where I just will be with the cane and just pick up a few items here or there. So I would say I'm functional at this point. But and I've learned that having a cane is better than not having a cane in a sense, because people do know that you've got an issue at that point, and they give you a little bit of space, right? Cars will stop as I'm crossing, the street and things like that. If I didn't have the cane with me, I seriously doubt they know you've got a problem, and they're just going to zip right by, and then they're wondering why you're walking so slow to cross the street. And people don't look at you as much if you have the cane when you park in a handicap spot. Because I've had situations where in the past, I'll pull into a handicap spot, and people have mentioned to me that you don't look your age. All right. Yeah, okay. I can see that. I know that some of the other people who are my age, high school friends and stuff, some of them do look a little bit older than I do, maybe because their hair is more gray than mine's. But I've had people mention to me, after pulling into a handicapped spot, you don't look handicapped, or you're too young to be handicapped. I mean, I've heard comments like this, throughout my entire time that I've had a handicap placard. And so now when I pull in and I put that handicap placard up, I know people look at me, before, and then when they see me coming out with the cane and I'm hobbling, they say, okay, this guy deserves to be there. Okay. Now, if my knee was back to normal and I'm walking around without the cane and I'm walking okay, I fully expect to hear comments like this again. All right. Not fair, quite frankly, but people do it. So anyways, I just wanted to give you this update, and hopefully this is helping those who are watching my videos because of my knee replacement. Anyways, if you like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the share icon, and I will talk to you guys next time.